Okay, we're holding in Siman Peites, Sif Base. Shulchan Aruch says the following halacha. Ochal gvino, if a person eats cheese, mutter lechol achar of basar, miyad. You can eat right away after you eat cheese, you can eat basar right away. There's no din that you have to wait 6 hours or any amount of time. Right away you can eat meat. Ubovad, but so long, she'ayin yadav, that you look at your hands. You shouldn't have any cheese attached to your hands so that you don't come and you touch the meat with all the cheese stuff that's on your hands. So the question is, obviously, we have a din that when you eat meat, you gotta wait 6 hours. What happened? Why by cheese do we not have such a din? So the pashtus is like this. This is the pashtus. And this is brought down from the Lavush. Number one, the Badei Shulchan just brings it down. Ki agvina ein moishech kaima bepeh. Cheese does not leave a long-standing taste in the mouth. V'gam ein darkali shor ben hashanayim. It's not normal for it to be stuck in the teeth. And then he brings a third possibility, which is really interesting from Meiri. Even if cheese would stay in your mouth for a while, even if it would, but it's a lighter entity in the sense that when you clean out your mouth, it's able to get rid of it. Meat, it's so strong that even if you would clean out your mouth, it wouldn't help. But cheese, if you clean out your mouth, it would help. That is what the Meiri explains. It's the Pashup Pshat over here in the Shulchan Aruch. So we continue on. Shulchan Aruch says, "V'im hoya balayla, she'ena yachol la'ayin oisam heitev." Let's say it's the evening, and in the evening you're not able to check your hands well. Tzarich l'rachtzam, then you have to wash your hands. Fine. Okay, so bottom line is there's a concern that you're going to have it on your hands. So if you could just check your hands, that's fine. But if you can't, you got to wash them. You also have to clean out your mouth and rinse it. Now, what does it mean to clean out your mouth? What is cleaning? You should chew on bread. And you put it around your mouth and it cleans out your mouth because the stuff gets stuck onto the bread and then you digest it. So anything that you chew will get rid of whatever is in your mouth. Except for flour and dates, yarka and vegetables. They get stuck into your gums. And they don't clean your mouth well. So it could be, you could really do this cleanse with any type of food by chewing on it, by eating it, moving it around your mouth. It will get rid of the residue of the cheese, but you should not do it with flour, dates, and vegetables. Continues on. After you do this cleanse, you should rinse out your mouth with water, or with wine. That's all talking about if you want to go and eat meat or you want to go and eat chay, non-domesticated animals. But if you want to go and eat chicken, after you had cheese, you don't need to do any cleanse, and you do not need to do any rinsing of your hands. So now it's very interesting. There's a difference in level between when you eat cheese, you want to go and eat meat, then you got a higher level standard than if you would want to go and eat chicken. Now, what is the difference? You cannot say that it's a difference in the Rabbanan versus the Araisa, because we say the same thing is true if you want to go and eat either Basar Behema or Chaya, which is a non-domesticated animal, which is also only an Isser Basar called the Rabbanan. So it can't be that the difference between chicken and meat is the Rabbanan. That's explaining what's going on in the Shulchan Aruch. So on this, you have to take a look at the Shach. And the Shach says, the Basar behema v'chaya, the Ve'avagav the chaya mit Rabbanan. Chaya is also mit Rabbanan. Kivan shebesara doime l'shel behema, since its meat is similar to a behema, hechmiru ba, they were more machmir when it comes to this halacha. It's not an interesting thing to understand. What's the pshat? So let's take a look and see what the Bade says. What's the whole concern? So he says, okay. So the way the Bade Shulchan learns, he learns Pashut. Since Basar Oif B'chalov is Ikroi, chicken and milk is only really essentially only Mirabanan, they weren't Machmir to require you to clean your mouth and to wash your hands and to rinse your mouth. Why was it different by Chaya, non-domesticated animals? So on this, he explains, because since its meat is similar to Basar Behema, like the Shach said, people will think that you can do Basar Behema. People will think that you might come to confuse it with Basar Behema. Let's talk a little interesting why we say that over here specifically. Okay. Just another important thing. The Bade Shulchan points out that and he says like this: V'nir the hani mili b'stam ashen yeduloi im nimtza shiur gvina b'piv oy al yadav demisafik loyach mirubay. But if the person sees that he has on his hands, then he's got to clean them. And if he sees stuff in his mouth, he's got to rinse his mouth. So in other words, even by chicken, if you know that you do have it, Avada, you have to rinse your mouth. You have to clean yourself off. Okay. Weiter in the Shulchan Aruch. Zok the Ramah, v'yesh machmir and afilu b'basar acher gevina. Some are machmir that you should wait. Okay, you should wait 6 hours even to eat. If a person eats cheese to then go and eat meat, you should wait the normal amounts of time that we talked about in Seif Aleph. And the Ramah says that's the minog. Shekol shagvina kosher, when the cheese is hard. Ein oichan acharei afilu basar, if we won't even eat after it. Chicken k'moy begvina achar basar, like eating a cheese after basar. The yesh mekil, and there are those that are mekel. He says you don't have to be meicha against people who are mekel, as long as they do rinse their mouth, clean their mouth, wash their hands. He says it's good to be machmir. So the Ramah brings down basically a shita that is chaylik and says that one should wait the amount of time from after one eats cheese to eating meat. And now we have to deal with that shita exactly, but then the Ramah says, and the minig is when the cheese is hard to do this. So we take the minig that when cheese is hard, we wait 6 hours. We don't hold that if it's stam cheese, we wait 6 hours. But if the minig is, if it's hard cheese, then we do wait 6 hours. Now, listen to this fascinating thing. The Gra says, because of a Gra, now, this shita that says that you should wait 6 hours after eating cheese, it's against the Gemara, because the Gemara says that's only true by eating meat, not eating cheese. So he says it's not a kasha, shezeu kechumra yeser aladin, because it's a chumra. Ve'af begemara matzidu amirab shei machmir nalatzim and yeshem and adin shei mamtir meiseis ben achilas basar lachilas. He says because it's a chumra. You're right, it's a chumra. It's not the din. So, therefore, it's not a kasha. Okay, weiter. Let's take a look at the tazas. V'yesh machmirin afilu bebasar acher gvina. There are those that are machmir even by cheese. So, if one who eats cheese to wait before having meat. Pirish, lahamtin sheisha is to wait 6 hours. V'shir gvina kosher shezachar amal. What does it mean, hard cheese? Hainu sha'avru alev vav chadashim. Either it was aged for 6 months, oishi mitulas, or it is a wormy type of cheese, certain type of wormy cheese that had a very strong taste. Kain kosav v'eser v'heter arach kosav sham de'ein iser b'basar acher gvina, that there is no iser of eating meat after cheese. The dafka tam basar shebepeh. Only by, this V'heter writes, only by the taste of meat in a person's mouth, then we're concerned. However, it does say that it's a midas chasidus that a person should wait. If a person eats cheese, they should wait 6 hours. Zok the taz a muy ridiculous. Listen to this taz. Venir lani as daiti da fil l'tam Rambam shezacharti bereish Siman. The Rambam holds that the reason why we wait 6 hours is because meat's going to get stuck in your teeth. So even according to the Rambam, right? Fil l'tam Rambam, right? Aval betam shemoisha min abasar shebepeh lo ichvaslan. Right? According to the Rambam, doesn't care about the taste staying a long time in your mouth, like Rashi. He doesn't care about that. But let's say, according to the Rambam, that it's going to get stuck in your teeth. Efshir loimer kan, we could say, b'chol gvinas, less iser lechol basar akra. There's no iser to eat meat after the gvinas. The gamba basar shebin shnayim lo have a karinan basar. We wouldn't consider meat stuck in your teeth. We wouldn't consider it meat. Ilav the golilon kra. The Torah told us that meat that gets stuck in your mouth is still considered meat. But without the Torah telling us that, we would never say that's true. Right? The Golilon Kra, Basar Idenu Ben Ashinem. The Basar is still stuck in your teeth. Let's say you get cheese stuck in your teeth. That's not considered cheese. That is not considered cheese. Therefore, according to the Rambam, there would be no reason to wait 6 hours. Because even if it got stuck in your teeth, it's not considered cheese. But what about the taste staying in your mouth a long time? Then it makes sense that you should aser by cheese that's wormy. That taste taka stays in your mouth for a long time. That's only by cheese that's wormy. But old cheese, not wormy. That was not made. That was not made from milk. That was, that was made in the stomach. In order to make the cheese hard. Just made out of milk that was dried. And you don't have to do anything more than just rinsing, cleaning, washing your hands. So the Taz says like this. According to the Rambam, that the reason is because of stuck in your teeth. Cheese that's stuck in your teeth is not called cheese. It's worthless. According to Rashi, that says this taste stays in your mouth for a long time. That's the reason to wait 6 hours. According to that, it only would be true by this wormy cheese that's very intense. But regular aged cheese, let's say 6 months, or it's cheese that's aged for a long time, says the Taz, that is not a taste that will stay in your mouth for a long time. So according to the Taz, there's only reason to wait 6 hours by cheese that is warming. But by cheese that is aged, there's no reason to wait 6 hours. Bein l'Rashi, bein l'Rambam, it doesn't apply. So that's very important. Okay, that's the Taz's opinion. However, let's take a look at the Shach. The Shach and Sivkot Tezvav says, Shekol Shakvina Kosher, Uminastam Imhi Yeshena Vav Chadashim, if it is aged for 6 months, Chashiva Kosher, that's considered hard. So the Shach is Chayil. The Shach says 6 months is enough to be considered aged cheese. And therefore, according to the Shach, we have to be concerned, and we would have an Indian to wait 6 hours for aged cheese. So it comes out really a machlokes between the shach and taz. If cheese that is aged, let's say just aged in time, it's been around for a long time and it's been aged. According to the shach, there is a minhag, and there is a ramah that says toiv l'hachmir that you should wait 6 hours. According to the taz, there is no reason to do it. There's no issue of getting stuck in your teeth. That won't be considered anything. And if you want to tell me that the taste stays in your mouth a long time, that is not the case by aged cheese. Very important machlokes, shach and taz. Let's go through let's see the next two shachs here. Tez Zayin, Ein Eichlin, because of the Seif Mitzaref L'choch Medav Chav Zayin, Amar Aleph, the Lefi Mashin is bar, B'sif Aleph, the Acher Achilas Basar Noigel L'hamta Sha'achas. There is a inyan we find already in Sif Aleph that after eating meat we wait 1 hour, which is based off of the Zoyer. Im Kein Efsher the Gama Zoyer Moide Shaloi also Rak B'Suda Chada B'Shaita Chada. So there, based off that Zoyar, it would be the same din. If you hold like that Zoyar that you should wait an hour from meat to cheese, it would be the same thing, cheese to meat. Miu toiv lahachmir umarshal sham kara tagra lamachmirin. Marshal rips against the people who are strict. Shukamay minus, he says it's heresy. Dafka ma'aram. A certain difficult story happened with the Maram, and that's why he was machmer. You cannot go be machmer against something that is mefurish mutter. So So Shach says it's not true. You could be machmer. It's not right what the Marshal is saying. The Marshal is saying anyone who wants to be machmir to wait 6 hours is minus, is heresy. He says that's not true. Let's take a look at some of the other shachs here, earlier on shachs. Sivkot and Tes. Uvachi ayin yodav, kosver beni ruchim, duadim belayla. Same thing applies at night. Yeshle ner yafa, if you have a nice candle. Ein tzarf natil, you don't need to wash your hands. V'yibes says baruch haim sham v'nir the dafka nakat ner yafa. Stam ner tzarf natil. Just a stam ner, that doesn't do the job. You need a good stark light in order to not have to wash your hands. Like a torch. You should wash your hands even during the day. You won't even realize it, that it will get stuck to your hands. So therefore you should wash your hands always. So the Shach brings down that you should really always wash your hands. It's not only a din at night. Then only because you can't check them with your eyes. This is really, we should always wash our hands because people will not realize that cheese will get stuck on their hands and then they'll go to eat meat, and that could be a very big problem. Says the Shach Yud. Tzarech l'rachtzim u'kos beis yez baruch haim simin kuf ayin gimel. Zelosh u'kos b'sefer orchas chaim shem arrived the chol dvar menoigim ba'achroinim noigim ba'imtzoyim shebein gvino l'tavshol bein l'hakol bein l'hachar v'chutz m'shish v'gufay u'bekoisol b'zhesach hadas. Shepoisim b'imtzoyim bein poisim ba'achroinim v'fnei shadayin u'roitza lechol v'yadav tzrich hashibus chutz v'nikim v'yadayim shav b'imtzoyim tzrich hanikim k'rishen v'chutz b'shar maskim shenim sharm l'imtzoyim b'fnei shein shmeinim b'tzachim be'inam menakim nesashutim b'esam michael ak kadashem chikos b'teres chatas al marshal shem choylot because of so it seems to be a machlokes. I'm not going to go through this whole thing very in depth, but it seems to be a machlokes whether or not you could be soymech on all different types of liquids to wash your hands. Some say that you need to have special special liquids that are you have to have special liquids that are kosher even for washing your hands, not for mayim achronim, but just to wash your hands to be mayim rishayim. He says some say you actually have to have water that's kosher for that. The Marshal says no, as long as it gets rid of the actual food. What's the problem? The ain kedai as far as we look as the Ravid I'm showing around for lahak without shame by terech klal. It says even the Ravid says you should have clean water. Don't have just like dirty water. You should have clean water. And even though it doesn't seem logical, because the whole point is to get rid of the cheese, lamaisa, you could be making something that is not a big deal. You should do that. V'din mayim achroin mayim barachayim. Tzorach l'kaneach piv kosel goes monim b'shem aram shei tzorach l'dak t'kinuach pev v'adok. You don't have to have any order. Do you want to have the chewing the food and then rinsing your mouth with water, or vice versa? It doesn't matter. Any flour is not considered cleaning your mouth. Sorry. So it's mashma like this, that all kimcha is a problem. One second. So he says, "Kinkas v'tur mashma b'chol kimcha loy havi kinuach v'chein mashma shri b'chol poiskim tema mashkas v'tur archaim chutz mi kimcha v'desari v'oid b'shas reish perakol basar mashma lahedjed b'chol kimcha aser." So he says there's a pella on this ashri, the tur and archaim, that says only barley. It's any flour is a problem. It's a mistake. Okay. Should rinse your mouth. Like you just said before, you can have the rinsing first. So bottom line is, we have a halacha here, just to chazer over. A person eats cheese. Really, the din is, the etzem din is that you don't actually have to wait any time. You just have to clean your mouth out properly with kinuach, eating something, hadacha, rinsing your mouth, wash your hands, and then you can go eat meat. However, the Ramal brings down that there is a shita that was machmir, and we are only machmir in that by hard cheese. Now, what hard cheese is, at the end of the day, what we're actually going to take on the chumrah of hard cheese is really machlokas between the shach and taz. The taz holds it's only by wormy cheese, but by aged cheese, it's not a problem. Shach holds by aged cheese, it's also considered hard cheese, and therefore we are machmir to wait 6 hours for that. It's important to point out there's a Piskei Tshuva here. Piskei Tshuva says Sikon Hey. Pre-Toyer brings down that cleaning your mouth is that you actually have to swallow the food, not just chew it and spit it out. And he brings down, anyways, you shouldn't do that because it's a hefsed eichlin. You're wasting food. Seeing here if there's any other Piskei Tshuvas. I think that's it. We will continue on with Sif Gimel next year.